Hey guys, how's it going? It's a pregame show. It's Josh Lloyd. There are 10 games on. We've got lots of stuff to talk about, lots of injuries and replacements and random things happening. That's what's going to happen at this point of the year. And that's what we're going to try and cover off as best as we can as it happens. Welcome everybody. Hit thumbs up if you are here. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and be active in the chat. And we'll get to some questions as we go through it. We're going to start off with some dribble game. Just loosen ourselves up for the day. What have we got on today's one? DeAndre Ayton to Jalen Williams, the Bronco. Darius Baisley, that's an easy one. Come on, mate. Come on. That's easy. Got that one. That's not even a challenge. What was that one? All right, let's go back to the lineup page. I don't think we've got any lineups confirmed. We don't. We're still waiting. So what injuries are we looking at the moment? Well, for Indiana, Halliburton is out. Buddy Hield was off the injury report, but he's out again with the illness. That seems very fishy. Miles Turner is out again. Let's expect that Turner and Halliburton are done. I don't know that. I expect that they're done. Hield, I'm not so sure about. Duarte is out. Giannis is back. Drew is back. Ingles is playing, but Middleton is out. So that means that Middleton will play tomorrow. Ingles will probably be out tomorrow. Giannis, up in the air. Seth Curry, Royce O'Neal, and Edmund Sumner are all back for the Nets. They missed last game. Maxi Kleber is still questionable. Embiid and Harden are still questionable. I'd like to get some updates on them. Jimmy Butler returns for the Heat. Lowry was ruled out, and now he is questionable. Jalen Brunson is questionable. Derrick Rose is out, but that doesn't matter. Andre Drummond is out. Shout out to Andre Drummond, by the way. Hopefully he's okay. He's been going through a lot of stuff, apparently, social media, personal stuff, mental health, so hopefully he is okay. Just got news that Justice Winslow has just undergone ankle surgery. Sure, we waited 4 months after his ankle sprain to have surgery, but he's just had ankle surgery, so he's obviously done for the year. LeBron is still questionable. D'Angelo Russell's and Anthony Davis are probable. I think both of those guys will play. For the Spurs, no Keldon, no Sohan, no Vassell. But the other guys, Jones, Langford, Graham, Collins, all look like they're going to play. Clarkson's out. Sexton's out. Markkanen is out. And Olynyk is out.
Fake.
So, I don't know if this is it for Markkanen. I think he might play one or two more. This is the beginning of the end for Olynyk, and I think Sexton and Clarkson are done. I'm not certain on that, but they are playing the Spurs, so there is reason for them to sit here to maybe get a loss. We'll see in that situation. Nick Batum was starting for the Clippers. Marcus Morris is out there. The Grizzlies, Ja Morant returns, but Tyus Jones, Jaren Jackson, Desmond Bane are all doubtful. Tillman was questionable, but it looks like he's going to play. Same with John Conchar. Norman Powell is questionable for the Clippers. Shea is out again for the Thunder. Hopefully not too much longer. Magruder is out again for the Pistons. Jeremy Grant and Nurkic and Simons are all out. For the Blazers, Watford is doubtful. Reddish is doubtful. And then for the Wolves, Kyle Anderson's popped up in the injury report as questionable. Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns are probable. And Kevin Durant remains questionable. I think he is going to play, though. And that is everything we've got there. The Bucks are starting Javon Carter. So it's Drew Holiday, Javon Carter, Grayson Allen, Giannis, and Lopez. The Pacers are starting Nembhard, Mathurin, Nwora, Neesmith, and Isaiah Jackson, not Jalen Smith. So we're going with Isaiah Jackson. Are they just going to rotate this every game? I don't know. Maybe. It feels like they might, but that's where we're at with that. So that is all of that done. Hey, what's happening? We'll get that all update on the screen as it goes down with injuries and with lineups confirmed. We'll see that Bucks lineup confirmed, the Pacers lineup confirmed. That is the only 7 p.m. game, and then we've got 3 7:30 games, which maybe we get information on in this show, maybe we don't. Okay. Isaiah Jackson is starting today, yes. Do I expect Jim Harden to play today? I do, but I don't know. I do expect him to play. I've watched all your shows lately. I haven't seen you mention Kleber anyway. He plays Saturday and today. Could be a good ad for blocks. Yeah, he is. He's a solid enough option for blocks for sure. He's on a day like today with 10 games on. I wouldn't be prioritizing Maxi Kleber, but yeah, there are other guys. Jalen Smith, Isaiah Jackson. I prefer those players for blocks. But yeah, for Saturday, he's going to be a great option, for sure. Okay. ESPN is a damn joke. They haven't updated the out tag for Jaren Jackson and Bane. That's because they're not out. Like, you can shit on ESPN, and I do all the time. They're literally not out. They're currently doubtful. They are likely to be out, but they are not out. Ooh, Kawhi Leonard just got ruled out for personal reasons. What on earth? Huh. Durant is playing tonight, but I don't know what the hell just happened with Kawhi. Huh. Okay. Jalen Brunson is not out tonight, Philip. That is not true. Does Turner get IL today? Don't know. Is it as long as it's 7 days from when he last played? Let's have a look. Or projected to be 7 days. When did Turner last play? We last saw Miles Turner on the Friday. Yeah, he might, because their next game after today is Friday. So that would be the 7th day. He might get it. It's going to be touch and go. How many leagues do I participate in? I think it was like 8. Currently, I think I won one of them so far, and I'm in 2 roto leagues still going down to the wire, and I'm in first and second in those 2, so that's going to be close. Does Kawhi being ruled out give Batum a bigger boost? Yeah, probably a little bit, Martin, but he's not usually a huge usage guy, Batum. It's more likely you're going to get more of Bones. You're going to get more of Eric Gordon, and you're going to get more of Terrence Mann. Is Javon Carter a good stream for the back-to-back upcoming? Yeah, considering he's starting today and there's only 2 games tomorrow, then I think there is some value in that. Would I start Shaden Sharp over Killian Hayes and Trey Jones? Today? I probably would, yeah. Does Shea sit another game against the tanking Pacers? I don't think it's got anything to do with their opponents. They're playing tanking teams yesterday and today, and I think given they lost yesterday, they'd want him to play today. I would say I'd say he probably does play, but I don't know about that. Who would I rather add, Keon or Isaiah Jackson? Probably Isaiah Jackson. I think he's a better prospect fantasy-wise per minute numbers. Is Eubanks a must start over McDaniels and Tobias Harris? I believe so, yes. Javon Carter or Grayson Allen? Oh, Javon? Ooh, okay. Probably Allen. Carter is very hit or miss. Allen's relatively consistent. Do I think Olynyk, Dennis Smith will play again this week? Olynyk, no. Smith, probably. Super deep points league. Robinson Earl, Toscano Anderson, or Damian Jones. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't have confidence in any of those guys. They could all literally play 0 minutes. Although, that's not true. Toscano Anderson's going to play. I feel his minutes are strong with Olynyk and Marker now. He is going to play. They could go with Jones or Azubuike, so that's up in the air. And Robinson Earl's all over the place as well. So it's probably safer with Toscano Anderson. Would I start Bagley over Melton? Yep, given no context, I would. Bones at 9K on Draft Stars. Is that a solid play? I would have said no, Trenner. But yes, with Kawhi out and the uncertainty still around Norman Powell. Let's see if there's any more news coming out here. Norman Powell is available today, so that does hurt Bones a little bit, but he's available to play. So there you go. Upgrade on Norm. Drop Kennard to activate Harden. I wouldn't drop Kennard today with all those guys likely out, and we don't know Harden's going to play. That seems like a bad move. Find someone else. TJ or Westbrook start today? Who's TJ? McConnell? Warren? Start in what sense? Like, who's the best option for your fantasy team? It's probably going to be McConnell, but you're giving us no context there whatsoever. Who would I start in a points league? Marvin Bagley, Sharp, or Eubanks? I'd probably start Bagley there. Azzy, I answered this already on your comment. Yes, I would trade Sabonis straight up for Anthony Edwards. Not a problem at all in a dynasty league. I would trade him straight up. It's about 5 years difference in their ages, isn't there? Bobby Portis off the bench for the Bucks. He started last game with Giannis out. Assuming Lowry or Olynyk done, is THT or Abaji the add in 9K? Well, I don't really understand the question because Horton Tucker's production has nothing to do with Olynyk and Markkanen whatsoever. Horton Tucker's been an ad for 4 weeks, and Abaji's a much worse fantasy player than Horton Tucker. I would take Horton Tucker over Abaji, But there's got to be more context here because why is Horton Tucker still available? Jalen Brunson, sorry, Phil, if you lied before. Jalen Brunson is playing. Do I think Porzingis plays through the end of the season? I do, actually, yeah. I do. The Clippers are starting Westbrook, Mann, Gordon, Batum, Zubac. So Terrence Mann replaces Kawhi Leonard. We don't have a Knicks. Someone said Knicks starting line, but I don't have one. But it's going to be Grimes, Brunson, Barrett, Randall, Robinson. There's no doubt that's what it's gonna be. Am I doing fantasy baseball this season? I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Best Spurs stream. You got to give me options of who's available. Because, Zach Collins might be available. He's only rostered in 60% of leagues. So if it's him, it's him. Like if he's there, it's him. But yeah, you got to give me context. Give me names. I can't just pull them out of my ass. Do I think Jaren Jackson is playing today? No, I do not. Where is the Maximum Derek sound drop from? It is from The Good Place.
Maximum Derek.
Would I rather add McConnell, Bones, Grimes, or Duran, considering rest of week potential? McConnell. Bones literally might play 0 minutes Saturday, so I'm not all that interested in him. Grimes, no chance. It's between Duran and McConnell. Grimes has no business being on that list. I don't think Bones does either. McConnell, although Bones today would be okay, but McConnell I would think I would go for there. Is Scooter a better prospect than Cade? I don't know. I haven't done any work on the draft prospects yet. I know. I've got to. I know. I probably won't end up doing fantasy baseball. Kawhi is not playing. No, he's out for personal reasons, so I don't know what happened there. No news on Joel Embiid. Trust me, once we get news, we will mention it. It's one of the big ones we're waiting on. So what are we waiting on? Embiid, Harden, Lowry. Embiid, Harden, Lowry we're waiting on. LeBron, but he will play. We're waiting on the Grizzlies guys, but Bane, Jackson, and Jones won't play. I'm telling you now. They're doubtful. There's almost no chance they're playing. We're waiting on Reddish and Watford in Portland, and we're waiting on Kyle Anderson in Minnesota. LeBron and D'Angelo Russell are game time decisions. Weird. Anthony Davis is playing. That's weird that Russell would be probably a better game time decision, and LeBron would play last game and then be a game time decision here. That's a little strange. Hopefully it doesn't mean anything, but it is a little strange. There's no Kyle Anderson update, Hero, where he's questionable. That's all we know. Got to give context, guys. Powell or Isaiah Jackson? I don't know. Category league, points league. And if it's a category league, these are very, very different players. I probably lean with Jackson over Powell, but I got no idea. In a points league, Norman Powell's probably a better guy. Should the Pistons have traded Bojan? Depends what they got offered, but yes, he's obviously providing them nothing now. Why didn't they? Because they're a bad organization that thinks they're smarter than everybody else, yet they're consistently worse than everybody else. If Shea plays, well, he's not. Is Joe still a viable stream? Yes. Joe will play like 30 plus minutes with Shea up, but he'll play like 24 to 25 with Shea in. So it's still a viable stream, but obviously the value drops. Is Keldon a drop at this point? Yeah, I would have dropped most Spurs guys at the start of the week, knowing they only had 3 games, all on high volume days, and they were probably only going to play 2 games. And now Keldon's out today, but who knows? The guy in the Alperen Şengün sound drop sounds like Tass Mallis from No Dunks. The guy in the Alperen Şengün sound drop is... Oh, what's the guy's name?
It's a delicate dance in just 17 steps.
It's John Mulaney. That's who it is. Why has ESPN not ruled out Memphis players yet? Because Memphis hasn't ruled out Memphis players yet. That's the second question asking that. Memphis has not ruled out Memphis players yet. They're not out. They're doubtful. Well, you can't see on the screen because they're not listening live, but they're doubtful. They're not out. They will almost definitely be out, but they are not out. Is Jeff Green good for streaming tomorrow? Yeah, look, I don't think it's got much to do with Jokic being out, but there's barely anyone playing, and he's probably going to get 20 minutes, so sure. There's some stream value in really anyone who's going to play a somewhat regular role. Should you drop Quickly for McConnell? I think McConnell will be better than Quickly over the rest of this week. You might have someone worse, but I think that will be the case. But is it actually worth... is that upgrade, is it even worth making that move versus adding someone for a low volume day? Probably not. Is Dunn and add rest of the week? Like as I just said, they play low volume days, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. He's fine. But is the upgrade over whoever would be your 10th starter on those days to get Chris Dunn in, is it actually worth it? It probably isn't. Is a questionable tag more likely to be out at this point of the season than earlier? No, not really. Not really. Doesn't really change. Not in my mind anyway. Points league, start Ayton or Sharp? I would have to go with Ayton. Just have more trust in him. Sharp can be pretty inconsistent. Oh no, Ayton can be as well. Morant at 18 on draft stars is a bold pick. Yeah, but there's just no one else on that team. That's the thing. Like, he's going to have to take a lot of shots. Will Powell sit the coming back-to-back? I think there's a chance of it, but it's not a lower body injury. I imagine his fitness is fine. I think there's a chance, but it's not a high chance. Do I think Kyle Anderson is playing today? I've honestly got no idea. He just appeared on the injury report as questionable. Usually, day of game, random out of nowhere questionable tags usually means not playing. But that's not always the case. But that's usually what that means. So I would suggest he probably isn't. Knox or Keon in a points league? I will take Keon Johnson there for next week. 16-team Beverly points league. Beverly or Livers? Both are pretty low fantasy points guys. That's tough. It's probably Beverly. Should you start Jalen Green or the Bronco in ESPN points leagues tomorrow? Tomorrow? There's only 2 games on and neither of those guys play. I assume you mean today. And I would take Jalen Williams. We don't know about Harden. I will update it when I tell you. You can see on the screen he's got a blue Q next to his name. It just means he's questionable. We don't know any more on that yet. We're still waiting. Add Eric Gordon or Batum for Saturday points league. Probably Gordon. For a points league, probably Gordon. Joe, Nwora, or Eason for tonight? I'd say Joe. Livers or Reed tonight? Well, Livers is more security in his role. I hope all you guys that are still playing fantasy, awesome that you guys are here and watching, but you realize that you shouldn't be playing fantasy at this point of the season, yeah? Stream Batum, Man, or Aldama? Ooh. I think Aldama's upside is much bigger than those. Oh, Man's close, but I'd probably take Aldama today. Is Nwora worth an ad, or am I chasing? No, I think he's worth an ad just because, yeah, he was really good last game. He's probably not going to do that. But there's the likelihood that a bunch of those guys don't return, so Nwora can still be valuable. Brunson is playing, Theo, yes. You should play I Took a Pill in Ibiza for Denny Avdia's drop. Why? I see no correlation there whatsoever. What's the link? I don't get it at all. McConnell or Nembhard tonight? Ooh, it's pretty close to me. I think I probably still lean TJ, but he could also play 22 minutes. So that is a risk. I still probably lean TJ, especially if it's a category. If it's a points league, I'd probably go with Nembhard. His usage has been way up lately. Okay. Darvin Ham says Rui Hachimura will definitely play tonight. Cool. I don't think we need to care about that too much, but why is he working to find minutes for him? How many coaches do I think are getting replaced this offseason? Good question. Let's go through them. Detroit. Dallas, maybe. I'm going to say 6 off the top of my head. Detroit. Dallas, maybe. Houston, that's 3. I could see Ty Lue. That's 4. Yeah, that's 4. Who else is there? Maybe Doc Rivers if the Sixers flame out. I doubt it, though. Maybe Monty Williams if the Suns go nowhere. Doubt it, though. But that's possible. Billups, maybe. That's 5. Mike Brown, no. Pop could retire. Nick Nurse, possible. Unsold, possible. So I reckon we could do up to 7, but probably more 4 is more likely. Should we drop Kelly Olynyk category league? It is tough. Like we thought, I think there is going to be a risk if he's out. I do think that he might be sitting today because it's the Spurs, and he might come back and play 1 to 2 games. But I don't think he's finishing the season. I don't think this is the end of Olynyk necessarily, but obviously the likelihood is increased. What's the earliest in the season you've seen fantasy playoffs start? I've seen them start in January. Is Tillman playing? It looks like Tillman is playing. Why do I believe Hield is less likely to get shut down than Halliburton and Turner? Buddy Hield has a real... Like, he doesn't have any injuries for a start. Halliburton and Turner do. Hield is very much part... His brand is playing every game. I still think he's a chance to get shut down here. But, yeah, and he's not... He doesn't drive winning like those other guys either. I feel like it's ridiculous that my league only allows 4 ads a week, especially in a final. All this BS right now. Is that normal though? Yeah. As the manner says, 4 ads is the standard amount of ads. What team would I like to see get the number 1 pick? The most random thing possible. Whatever the most random thing possible. Any traded pick that's in there. If the Lakers miss the playoffs, I want the Pelicans to get it through that pick. Just the most chaos possible. The 14th best team. Whoever just misses the playoffs. Get the Raptors out of the playoffs, give them the number 1 pick, whatever. Whatever it is, it's going to be. I don't want to reward the nonsense that the Spurs have done this season. I don't want to reward the Pistons or the Rockets for being horrendous for 3 straight years. Although the Rockets, that's just like they're not randomly sitting guys. I wouldn't hate them getting it. That's probably it. The Mavs +5. Does that look good today? Ooh, against the Sixers. Yeah, I know there's the Embiid Harden risk, but I wouldn't feel good about trusting the Mavericks at all. Missed all the stuff with Turner. Am I able to update? Yeah, it doesn't look like he's playing. Well, he's not playing today. It doesn't look like he's playing. I don't think he's going to play the rest of the season. Any pickups? Yeah, you pick up Isaiah Jackson. Behind him is Jalen Smith. Is he a drop? It's risky. He might return and play. I don't think he does. And their games are Friday, Sunday, so you're not missing out on much. So I think he probably is a drop. Do I think Brunson plays? Brunson is playing. That is confirmed. Absolutely confirmed. Favorite ice cream flavor? I don't know. Cookies and cream I do like a lot. Just whatever it is, not pistachio. ESPN points. Need a small forward. Jaden McDaniels, KJ Martin, Nasili Labaji. Other ideas? Probably Martin. Martin's a better points league player than Jaden McDaniels. And with Towns and Edwards playing, McDaniels takes a bit of an offensive backseat. Duran or McConnell in a points league? I'll take Duran in that situation. Still waiting on more information here. We don't have it, which is frustrating. Hopefully get it soon. Huge boost for Westbrook. Yes. With Kawhi. Yes, absolutely. Is Cat going to play today? I've got no reason to suggest that he won't. I don't have a favorite player, Ross. Like, I'm in the media. I've been in the media for 10 years. It's really hard to have a favorite player. I like watching lots of different things and lots of different players and lots of different scenarios. But yeah, no, I don't have a favorite player. KCP or Herb Jones? Herb Jones has 2 low volume days. KCP has 1. 2 trumps 1. Do I like the beach? Yeah, I love the beach. Love sitting on the beach. I should come to Puerto Rico. At some point, we are going to head to the Caribbean. I don't know which countries we're going to go to, and I don't know when that'll be, but we will go there at some point. Should you save any games for next week in Roto or play my top guys and be done with games this Sunday? I have 28 games left. I am basically trying to play my top guys in my Roto League. Like, I'm ahead of pace in most of it. So I am just trying to get, like, I've maxed out 2 spots already, and I'm going to try and get them maxed out by Tuesday next week rather than trying to stream and add guys in. Like, if I can get my games in for my high-end guys, I do that now. Favorite baseball player? Don't know. Don't really have one. Don't follow baseball enough. Favorite beer? I'm not really big on favorites, to be honest. I'll just have whatever. And I like to try different things all the time. Watford or Eubanks? Well, one bloke's not playing. So let's go with the guy who is playing, and that's Eubanks. Is it a bad idea to roster both Mark Williams and Nick Richards? Probably is, JP, because look, you're going to have Richards is going to play next game. They're going to sit out 1 out of every 3 games. And Richards is going to start and be useful probably 1 out of every 3 games as well. And their 2 games this week are Friday, Sunday. And that means Richards plays only one of those games, whereas Williams will play both. I don't really see the point of having Richards there. With Kawhi out tonight, do I think Jaden McDaniels is a good ad for tonight? I'm not sure what Kawhi has to do with Jaden McDaniels, to be honest. But yes, Jaden McDaniels is fine. Is Keon a safe pickup? No, I wouldn't say he's a safe pickup at all. Let's try that. Is he a safe pickup? No, because it's Keon Johnson. Production's going to be all over the place, and he's coming off the bench. Is he solid enough to try out? Yeah. I think he's worth having a look at. What dish did I order when I dined at the Filipino restaurant? We didn't order a dish. We just had like a chef's selection. So they brought out like 10 different courses. So I didn't actually order one thing. Andre literally just did a whole show on streaming for tomorrow, so go check that out. Thoughts on Twitter blowing up about Embiid ducking? Don't care in the slightest. Embiid didn't duck anything, but I do not care about that narrative nonsense at all. Should you drop Al Horford with only 1 game for Batum or Kennard? Yeah. Actually, let's see. No. And I'll tell you why no. Because Horford... Let me actually go back and double check. Horford is not listed on the injury report for Thursday. Thursday is a low volume day, so he will play Thursday. Rob Williams is questionable, which to me means he's not going to play. So I would use Horford. What's the point of the doubtful tags when the world knows they're out? Don't know. It's a really good question. Really, really good question. I don't know why they do it. Is Covington worth a look without Kawhi? Yeah. I think no Morris, no Kawhi. Covington's going to play, and he's probably going to be useful. What was my previous job? I was a pharmacist. What's my go-to fast food restaurant? Whatever. Like McDonald's, KFC. They're the 2 closest ones to me here. But that's probably about it. Subway. Am I from Melbourne? Yes, I am. Who do I think will win MVP? I just did my vote in, the ESPN straw poll they put out. Like, I vote in that. I don't vote in the real awards, but I do vote in that straw poll, and I chose Jokic for MVP. So I think he'll probably win, but I don't know. Do I think Maladon will be a good pickup if he continues to start? Well, the second half of your sentence is the key there, Sean, because if he continues to start, sure. But if Dennis Smith returns, Embiid's playing. If Dennis Smith returns, and Harden's playing as well. If Dennis Smith returns, Maladon's not going to have that value. So Harden and Embiid are playing. There you go. Big news there. Huge news. What else is... That's really all we got. Yeah. All right, there we go. Harden and Embiid are playing. So at least we got that news come through. Great for us to get that. I've only got a couple of minutes here. Have I watched White Lotus? Yes, Aaron. We finished season 1 yesterday and then watched the first episode of season 2 yesterday, but I watched season 1. Josh is too Switzerland. Do you think my opinions are neutral? Bloody hell. What have I been neutral on here? I've heard Australian McDonald's is far superior to US. I don't know. I don't remember ever having US McDonald's. So I couldn't judge. Couldn't tell you. What are my thoughts on Norm? I think Norm's a good option tonight. I think he'll be somewhat limited with his minutes, but he could be a good option tonight with Kawhi and Morris out. I'm trying to become a pharmacist. I would suggest don't do that. But I don't know. I think pharmacists in the US might be a little bit different to over here. But whatever. We are out. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of the show. If you can hit the thumbs up and like on the show, that would be awesome. Tomorrow, mailbag show, 4 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be joined by Arik from Day to Day Fantasy, and he was the winner of the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Category League Bowl. He beat all 59 teams in the final matchup. He's a Israeli man who's got a fantasy show he does in Hebrew. He's going to be coming on to answer your questions, and we'll talk about his victory in that as well. Guys, hit thumbs up on the way out. I'll see you later.